All right, so this Knife Thoughts video is going to be an unboxing video, and it's one I'm really excited for because, as you can see, this package is from Jack Wolf Knives. And if you're not familiar with Jack Wolf Knives, I did write an article on the brand a while back, so you can check that out. I'll have a link in the description. But it's a new brand of modern construction but traditional design slip joint knives from Ben Belkin. And I know Ben through both of us being really big fans of Great Eastern cutlery knives. And I got to check out some of the prototypes of these Jack Wolf knives at the Great Eastern Cutlery Rendezvous. And since then I've been really excited, and Ben was kind enough to send this for review. Now, you might have seen, if you're interested in these knives, some unboxing videos or first impression videos already. One of the downsides to living out here is that sometimes the mail, or usually the mail, takes a day or two longer than it did when I lived in or closer to the city or the distribution centers of the mail. And then sometimes it takes an extra day or two beyond that if it just, I don't know, gets slowed down or whatever. But either way, I wanted to do a video just because I'm so excited to check this knife out, and I thought you might enjoy it even if you've seen other unboxings so far. Now, right off the bat, these are coming out on the 15th. I'm filming this here on the 5th, and I plan to have a full review out before the 15th. So let's get right to it. I'm actually carrying other knives to match with this knife because I'm going to carry it. So I've got my Civivi Conspirator, and let's get this opened up. Let's see, I think we've got two more areas of tape here. And Ben had some setbacks with production and moved to a different OEM, so I was really happy to see that these were, coming to fruition. And right off the bat here, great intro. This is the perfect size box for the box that holds the tube of the knife, but modern interpretation, timeless design. And I think that's a great first thing to see, because from when I got to see the prototypes, that was really what stuck out to me. You could really tell that Ben loves the traditional designs, but these were made with really high-end modern construction. Now, I talk about in my videos, especially unboxing videos, about how packaging matters, and this is well done. This is like a matte finish on this box, so it's very nice tactile wise. And then there's embossing. This is shiny, as you can see. Got the same thing on top, and then here is a write-up. And there's a tradition behind these write-ups in Great Eastern cutlery knives also. Some Great Eastern cutlery knives, the tubes come with a write-up on the back, and I think that there's probably some inspiration from that here for Ben. And the first thing I read here, I'm not going to read it all, you can stop the video and read it if you would like, but is that Jack Wolf Belkin was his grandfather. I really appreciate that kind of thing. My work is a lot inspired by my grandfather, who was a wrestling coach, and I teach a grappling martial art. So let's open this thing up. So like I said, there's also a tube. And first of all, really cool tube art. Another thing that Great Eastern Cutlery has is tube art, and this is really well done. Now, I should have it memorized. I'll definitely talk about it in the full review, and I can put it in the description maybe, but I can't remember the name of the artist who does these illustrations for Ben, for Jack Wolf Knives. But I do know that they're a comic book artist that has worked, on Marvel and things like that. So really well done. And you can see that this is the Sharpshooter Jack. And, you've got Jack Wolf himself there in a sitting, shooting position. There's a lot of geese at the ponds right now, so if you hear honking, that's what that is. And then a little bit of contact information, such like that. You do see that they're made in China, and that's something that I've heard people, kind of comment on. But if you watch my channel, you know that I like a lot of Chinese-made knives, and China is making a lot of really nice knives. So let's open this up here. you unscrew it, and this is a funny thing he posted recently. It comes with a little pog. So if you remember these things, you know, as a game, you smack them down or whatever. And so that's pretty cool. Instead of a pin, which again, maybe some inspiration from Great Eastern Cutlery, they often come with a pin, like a lapel pin or a hat pin, coming with this instead. So pretty cool. Moving on, there is a slip. So I don't know, I'll have to check, but I don't know if this is included or not. If you buy it normally, this was sent to me by Ben. I didn't purchase it, but this is a nice seeming slip. Really nice looking leather there. It's like a light tan. Well, not super light tan, but it's not like a dark brown. And classic pouch style slip with the logo embossed there. I'm not a big slip carrier. I know a lot of people who are, you know, collectors, and I should, because I have a lot of knives that I really like that, you know, I'd like to keep nice, but I'm not a big slip carrier, but I'll probably try it at least for a while with this. And then a sticker. I like the logo. I appreciate logos. I mean, I'm not, you know, an aficionado or anything, but I think I enjoy like well done logos. So I think that's a well done logo. And then you can see that it comes rolled, instead of in wax paper, which is really common with traditional knives, it comes in a microfiber cloth, well rolled so that the logo is right on the front there. So let's roll this thing out and see what it looks like. You can get the first view before I even do here. And there it is. So as you can see, Ben sent me the OD green version. And so that's why I have a green micarta conspirator. And then the axial alpine in green to carry today. And even a green flashlight. Not a flashlight I carry a whole lot anymore, but the Olight i3T EOS. Guess you probably don't care about all that. You probably want to see the knife that the video is about. So first of all, kind of first impressions are everything looks very crisp, I would say. Very crisp on the lines, and it's light. It's very light feeling, which is great because it's titanium, integral titanium bolsters, and the micarta is really thin. That's one thing. I don't know how well you'll be able to see that here, but the micarta is really thin. That's one thing that I noticed when I saw the prototypes, and it makes sense, right? If the bolsters are integral, same piece of titanium as the liner, then, you know, you would like to mill out as little titanium as possible. The other thing is that, well, I'll get into all of that in the review. I just want to look at the knife here. So let's open it up. I'm going to pinch it here to start. That's very nice walk and talk, and honestly both. I was going to say in particular talk, but both are really, really nice. Very nice. It is a relatively strong pull. When Ben sent a video kind of explaining some of the terms and stuff for those who he sent these to that were not, you know, traditional knife aficionados, he said there was a 7. I was kind of surprised to hear that. These modern slip joints are usually not super high pull strength, but this is, I would say, more than a 6. More than a 6. So pretty strong pull, which is nice. Really big Torx size on that. Now Ben did recommend not taking them apart. I'll get into that in the full review. But let's look at the fit and finish here. So fit and finish right off the bat looks really good. There are some slight places where just the fabric of the micarta sticks up above the edge of the liners, but I think those will basically just wear off actually. The fit with the covers to the bolsters looks really well done. Maybe some very, very slight gap there, but that's the type of gap that, you know, would be typical on a GEC even. So not even really sure that that's a gap. I'll have to take a closer look. You can take a closer look yourself there. But either a very, very minuscule gap or an area where the micarta is raised up a little bit. But the machining is really, really crisp looking. Hopefully you can see the lines of those bevels there on the bolsters, the butt cap bolsters, and then the bevels up on the pivot end bolster. Now, one thing, I'm really excited to use this knife because Ben gave some measurements behind the edge, and this thing should be ultra slicey, really, really slicey, considering his measurements. And it is a high hollow grind, which is nice. You don't get hollow grinds a whole lot on modern knives. The fit between the backspring and the tang is really great, if you see that. And there's no gaps on the backspring whatsoever, for sure on that. But really looking forward to using this. The swedging looks really nice. In his video, I wasn't, you know, it was kind of looked between a cut and drawn swedge, but that's definitely a drawn swedge. And look at that clip point. What a beautiful clip point. Great job by Ben on the design of that. And I'll talk about some of the design from Ben designing it himself, because I think that's a really interesting part of these knives also. And then I wanted to show you the tang too. Hopefully you can see that. Jack Wolf, and then M390. So it is M390, titanium, micarta, all materials that are common on, you know, high-end modern knives. So the other thing about this that I noticed in the prototypes is it actually fits really nicely in the hand. My two ring and pinky finger fit on the wider part of the gunstock handle, and then my index and middle fingers fit on the upper part. So really feels good in the hand, actually. For an unboxing video, I think that's it. We're already at about 12.5 minutes here. So definitely subscribe to the channel, click the bell, select all for notifications so you know when I post my full review. I will be doing a full review, and make sure you check out these knives. They're coming to dealers, like I said, as well as Ben's website on the 15th. I'm forgetting what all dealers, but I'll, you know, have a better idea when I do the full review. I know that Traditional Pocket Knives is getting them because he's posted some photos and stuff. So I would definitely, you know, consider these if you are interested in modern construction slip joints with traditional design. But definitely, you know, I'm going to use this knife, carry it. Make sure you subscribe and come back when I do the full review so you get, you know, my full thoughts on the knife. And again, thanks to Ben for sending this. It was a really exciting opportunity for me, to be frank. I got to see these knives in person, the prototypes, at the rendezvous, and was like, man, I really want to get this. And so it's something where, as a knife enthusiast, as a knife lover, as a slip joint, a traditional knife lover, I'm really, really happy to have had the opportunity. So I appreciate it, to Ben. And check out my blog also. Like I say, I have an article on Jack Wolf knives. And last but not least, as always, don't forget to go out and do good.